we live?
We are live. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got the honor to have Jack Daniels Williams. It's Junior, right?
No.
Or is it just Jack Daniels?
Jack Daniel Williams.
Okay.
No S. Everybody puts the S on it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can fix that.
No, you're good. No.
But we have him on, and I have been waiting a long time. I've seen him here at Jack's a couple of times, but he's just been running in and out. By the time when I caught him, we never really had a chance to talk, but he is a professional fisherman. We keep an eye on him, and let's talk a little bit about yourself. What series do you fish?
So last year was my first full-time at trying to make a shot at this. I fished the Toyota MLF Toyota series.
Right.
And then after that, I mean, your goal in the Toyota series is to qualify for the pro circuit, which is now Tackle Warehouse Invitationals. Same difference, different name.
Right.
But so I was fortunate enough to win last year a Toyota event, which kept me going financially. And
talking about exciting
town,
we were stoked when we found out.
I'm telling you.
And we seen you holding that trophy.
I'm telling you, it was an experience I want to do again. So I hope in the future. I don't know.
Now, so you fished
Toyota. I won a Del Hollow event, Del Hollow Lake. That's in Tennessee. I'd never been there. Everybody thinks me being from Tennessee, local deal. It's like 4.5 hours from my house, which I'm 2 hours from here. I live up here East Tennessee. But I had a 13th on Chickamauga, a win on Dale, and then I had a 20th up north on Champlain, so that qualified me through the wild card. I double qualified because if you win one, you qualify, and if you qualify through points.
Points, right. Yes, now, so do you like fishing the deep reservoirs?
I do. I grew up fishing deep reservoirs. Yes,
well, when you was talking about how well you done, because I'm originally from Middle Tennessee.
Yes.
And so we know a lot about Center Hill. We know Del Hollow. And then when you say that you're from Northeast, so we got Cherokee and stuff like that.
I grew up, I was lucky enough to have both. So my dad hates electronics. Like, turns all his electronics off. He gets a flipping stick, flips dots. We live on a little lake back home. It's called Patrick-Henry. It's a little river. And I learned how to fish without any electronics.
Well, that's the best way.
I was so lucky to have a dad that just loved to fish. He didn't care about marking fish, looking at fish. He just flipped and cranked, and that's it. And I love it. Yeah, that's what I miss.
So, so you said that you've been doing this since last year. This is the second year of you
professionally. Right. Well, I don't call myself a professional. I'm just full time trying to make it. But I fished ever since I can remember. My dad had me in a boat in diaper, like there was lightning and thundering, and I was in the rod box, trying to. He had me in the rod box fishing little rodeos and tournaments back home. So.
Who else, Norman, that was talking to that told us that they hid in the rod lockers too?
Yeah.
There's somebody we were on a podcast. I think somebody left it in a comment or something, wasn't it? Oh, I know who it is. Mike Lindor.
Oh, yeah. The only time the only thing I remember is him stomping on the rod box, get the net.
Yeah.
It's because he can't hear nothing. It's raining so hard.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What about, Norman, you got some questions?
Yeah, man. How long have you been fishing? I mean, I know you probably started out as a kid with your dad, right?
Yeah. I have been tournament fishing. So I bought I played bingo. I'm getting into a rabbit hole here. I played bingo with my mamaw. They play it, like every Saturday night or something. But I won $1,500 at a bingo when I was 13 and bought a 1986 Bass Tracker. And my mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, they would drive me to the lake on the weekends and drop me off. They lived probably 7 minutes from the lake, but they dropped me off. All I had was a trolling motor with a little 40. It barely ran. I had to beat on the starter, to get it to run. But I started getting in little rodeos and tournaments when I was 13 around the house, probably 12, 13. I had it before I had my permits for driving a vehicle. So,
That's awesome.
I can't imagine as a kid winning what $1,300 in bingo.
but yeah, and bingo, it set me up. So I'm telling you.
Surprised he's
I'm
not
pretty
just
sure.
hitting.
I don't know if she had a little bit to do with that. I don't know if she won. I can't remember the whole thing, but she always tells me that I won it. So you know.
That's still awesome. Though. I mean,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Cool.
and it's cool to because we've had multiple people. This is probably we're about our 8th, 9th episode and stuff, and just to hear how people get started, and it's kind of weird, or it's interesting, but how people, because some people really are not as fortunate like how we are to be able to be so close to the lake, or even have a parent or a dad or grandparents or something like that to take the time to do it. So
I was so lucky to have my dad and mom and grandparents. I mean, they knew I had it in. I mean, the love for fishing, and they just went with it. So
yeah.
they did all they could do.
Right. Instead of trying to, I want you to go to college and go to be a lawyer or something like that. They just let you run. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the difference in between the two series from last year to this year?
So the pay's a big difference. You got a lot bigger entry fee now. It's unreal. I think it's like it's double the entry fee, but you get double the pay. They pay through 50th like $8,000. Like as a Toyota, it would pay like an open, or it wouldn't pay anything after the top 10, you know. But after 30, like 11th through 30th, $10,000, 30th through 50th, $8,000. So you can actually make a living if you can make the third day. But
was your preparation from doing those series different from this?
No, not really. No, it's a lot new water, so we got a 30-day off limits on this new. So we can't. It kind of evens, and they're going to places that not a lot of people's been to in a long time. Like Clark Steel was our last one a couple of weeks ago. I ended up 12th in it, but I had never been there. And if you want to try to practice, it's got to be a month ahead. So everything's going to change.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just they give you 3 days of practice, which that's usually kind of what I did for Toyota. I'd go down and look around.
You could pre-practice a month ahead, but then you have
then it's 30 days off.
The 30-day off limit
From the first day of practice. So they give you 3 days.
It's kind of very similar to the way the FLW Tour used to do.
Yes, sir. That's
So
it.
you could pre-practice and you have 30-day off. Yeah. You're 3 days left.
Yes, sir. No, you can't talk about no information. You know, you can't unless they're in the tournament. You can't talk about it.
Because Norman fished the
You got to
FLW.
close your ears at the gas pump.
Exactly. I can't take any information. I hate doing that for people that
And
feel rude, but
you know, too, you're filling up at the gas pump before you're about ready to hit the water, and it's amazing because you'll have people filling up next to you, just filling their vehicle up, and they'll come over and they think they're helping you out.
yes, they do.
And
but
they want to give you all the information. You're like, no, I cannot listen.
Yep. It
And
happens
that's-
all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, just because they're probably excited to see you at the gas station or see somebody with the wrap boat, they might not really know who you are, but they know, all right, that's somebody.
Yes, sir.
So, but what is your favorite water fishery? Let's do. It could be lake or river.
I love the lake I live on. It's tough. You get 6 bites a day probably, flipping and cranking. I mean, it's all no electronics. That's why I love it. But I would say from where I've traveled, my favorite is up north, Champlain, St. Lawrence. It's unreal. I mean, and I love smallmouth. Smallmouth are my favorite to try to target.
Do you think that with you growing up, really not using electronics, that kind of helped you hone in on finding fish a whole lot better instead of relying on looking down?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think I didn't lose. I still have my instincts. That's what That's how I take it. Like, there's a lot of tournaments, and I mean, live scopes, whatever you use is taking over. But 90% of the tournaments that I fish, I will not. I mean, I don't always catch every fish on live scope. I go to the bank and I'll flip or throw a wacky worm or something that looks good, you know, instinct wise. I'll go over to the bank and then I'll go back out and live scope to try to get a limit or whatever, what have you. But 90% of the tournaments I fish in, it's not all live scope. It's all like putting it together, instinct stuff.
Well, that's like the big thing that's going on around here with the past year or so is people saying live scopes ruining fishing.
Yes.
But
it doesn't catch them for you.
That's what Norman and I, we've had, how many times we've had this conversation. I mean, but just because you put it on your boat, don't mean they're jumping in the boat.
Doesn't mean you're going to go.
No, it's still super tough. And it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher. Like, even when I started 2 years ago with it, I can see the change from 2 years ago that it's getting tougher to catch those same fish. So.
Well, that's like when the side scan came out, they said the same thing. Side scan, that's going to ruin fishing. Well,
there'll be something bigger and better come out.
I mean, but even like with like going professional and stuff, like how they got rid of the A-rig. Well, my opinion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they should have it back, because the A-rig's only times that the A-rig's going to work, right? I mean, so that's just my opinion. It's not like they can go out every time that boat hits the water, throw an A-rig, and they're going to be crushing big bass.
Yeah.
But just like and then like with the live scope, the fish are going to adapt to that anyways. So I think that if anything's done with the live scope professionally, they might have it limited to where you can only go out so many feet. You can't go out to maybe 80 to 100 feet on that.
Yeah, I don't really think they'll completely eliminate.
I don't think
they
they'll
can't
ever
eliminate
too much money.
Yeah.
Involved.
So, but
it brings too much money in the industry.
Exactly, that's what it's too much. There'll be something come out in 5 years that we're thinking live scope's nothing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was kind of saying, like with the side scan and stuff like that. Woman, you got anything?
What do you think you're target? What's your favorite bass? Really doesn't even need to be bass.
That's crappie. Crappie. I say crappie. Everybody says crappie around here.
This man, actually, you just got back from crappie tournament earlier today.
Yeah,
I fished, right?
Yes, sir. I fished Chattanooga Crappie Club down here on Chickamauga. So we won it. We had big fish. That's probably my favorite fish to target is a crappie. Crappie. Sockeye, whatever.
No,
spec crappie.
It teaches you more about live scope than anybody can.
That's what I'm more. I think the crappie people.
They are 10 years ahead of us.
Right.
They're 10 years ahead of bass guys. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. But.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
But that's what, and they accepted the live scope a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster than the bass.
They had to. We're going through. The bass guys are going through the same thing the crappie guys went through 8 years ago. The crappie guys had to start live scoping, or they're not going to. I mean, and I say that lightly because some lakes you can't. It's not the same. You can't live scope every lake for bass. It's different, but it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to adapt, and that's. If I could just flip every day, that's what I do. But trying to compete against people live scoping, it's hard.
Now, Champlain, which that's clear deep water, right?
Yep.
And so have you ever used what's that, the flogger?
Oh, the flogger?
I have, yes sir.
Fishing
I have,
fish below you.
Yep.
20 foot of water. It's cool.
Now to me, I think I'd get seasick.
It gets rough sometimes. If you can catch a slick calm, it's fine. But
first time I seen that, I thought it was insane.
Yeah, it's cool.
But do you think that they'll see another 100-pound smallmouth come out? I think so too.
It's iced over half the year, so there's no pressure right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why it's so good. Those fish have no pressure all winter, and then they're ready to feed when the ice comes off.
Yeah, because last year when it happened, it kind of just blew people out of the way, which they had, or the elites had two people that won in the tournament that done it. They had two that broke 100 pounds, and but and they were surprised. They were like, we were expecting 90.
Yeah, no.
So, but
Guarantee they'll break it again.
I'd like to see you get that century belt on
I
that.
love that. Yeah, heck yeah.
So, do you with the pro circuit? Do they have y'all weighing the scale or weighing and releasing there, or do y'all keep the
we
five?
keep them and lay them in on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how do you like that compared to weighing and releasing?
I like either one of them.
Just as long as you got that fish in the
As long
hand.
as
Right?
I'm catching fish, I don't care either way.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you got any more questions? I know we've already kind of gone through these questions real quick. We don't want to tie you up.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm here. I'm eating fish.
Hey,
Him
anytime you
here
can
at
sit and
Jack's
talk
Bait
fishing, man, it's
Yeah.
it's-
I can talk for days doing this.
Yeah, you and us both.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't have nothing else, man.
Well, I got something.
Yeah.
Since you like the deep, like the deeper lakes and stuff like that,
Yes, sir.
now, what would be like? How would you attack like going to deep clear water to like let's say like a Lanier?
Yeah. Like a spot lake or
Yeah.
something.
So how would you attack trying to go after, because Lanier, people that don't know, I mean Lanier has some huge spots.
Yes.
Out there.
Yes.
So
I actually just left from Lanier, so
that's a good lake to.
yeah, it was. It's unbelievable. So on those lakes, it's either herring, alewife. It's a lot of shad related bait fish. I idle till I find some bait. Then I'll set my trolling motor down. And I'll look and see if there's any bass or what's chasing the bait. Sometimes you don't know, from side scan, but you can tell on live scope if they're bass or how big they are. But I'll idle bait and see if they're on bait, and then if they're in that same area, if they're not in the bait, I'll idle structure around and see if they're sitting on structure. But mostly bait related. I'll idle till I see bait on my side and down scan.
And typically, when you're out looking for fish, practicing for a tournament, pre-practicing, when you're out trying to find fish or find fish that you're going to be fishing in an upcoming tournament, do you more so look for bait versus fish? Because wherever you find bait, you're going to typically find
Eventually, the
bass.
fish.
Yeah. So and it's a lot easier to find balls of bait than
Yes,
it is
sir.
to find one or two.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you?
Yeah,
you
so
look for the bait?
I look for how the bait's positioned. So if it's spread out across the top, I usually don't stop. But if it's balled up, I know there's some predator fish around, and I'll find out what they are.
And you start coming right in.
Yes, sir. Then expand on that.
Expand
Yeah.
that area.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's like for me, like growing up in Middle Tennessee and then living here, like we really don't have nothing around besides Center Hill, Dale Hall. But me personally, I'd rather stay within 12 feet. I'm
Yeah.
comfortable
Oh,
with
yeah.
12 feet. And I can go rip whips, but if it comes to deep water, especially deep clear water, I mean, you might as well have me fishing out there in the road. So. But yeah, you want to tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yep. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's all Jack Daniel Fishing. You can find me there. I try to post after each tournament, before, all the goods. So
Yep.
you can find me on all three.
It's good stuff.
And make sure that you follow him and watch. You can pull him up and see what he's doing when he's out there fishing.
That's
When's
right.
your next tournament?
I hopped in a Toyota on Lewis Smith right here in Coleman, Alabama. So it's, a week and a half. I'm gonna drive there, and then I got Eufaula, Oklahoma for the next pro circuit. So
That you follow. I know that people you either love it or you hate it. There's no
Yeah.
in between. So,
Yep.
but yeah, we might have to drive to Coleman, Alabama. It's not too far from here.
No, it's not.
So
far at all.
we'll.
I'm excited to get back down there. I qualified for the All-American last year there. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have to see what's going on.
we're definitely gonna keep an eye on you, see what's going on with you, and we're gonna have him back sooner than later.
We'll have him in studio next time when we're not out in
Yeah, that'd be good.
cold weather. We'll get him in the
Heck
studio.
yeah.
So
and have a little bit longer.
I got my
longer
toboggan and flip flops on.
Yeah,
That don't make
that's what I was
any
about to
sense.
say. We
Yeah, I'm looking at people walking around with short pants, and I'm from Florida.
I'm telling
I'm sorry, now with
Yeah.
flip flops, and I
Yeah.
got 3 pair of socks on. I
about 20 shirts.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna say a week and a half is when you're heading down there to Coleman.
It's the 21st. I don't even know what's today, the 12th or something?
13th.
I'm going to leave probably
The 12th.
Wednesday and practice for a few days and then start the tournament. So the
Um,
21st is the first day of the Toyota.
21st.
Yep.
All right. So Norman, we're gonna have to do it probably on the 22nd. Show up on the 22nd
We'll do that.
because we got. We also have. We're doing like the media boats and stuff like that. There's gonna be a more shit stuff for the classic.
Okay, heck yeah. Yeah, I'll be up there.
So
Well,
we,
that's after it. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what we got going on next. So Norman, while we're right here, let's talk about a little bit. You can announce what the big thing is about tomorrow.
What we got coming up tomorrow. Okay, we are gonna be taping our podcast, Deck Talk Podcast, live tomorrow, which you'll be able to see it live on our Deck Talk Podcast YouTube channel, as well as Normally Fishing YouTube channel, and CND Bassin 1983 as well. We got some bang-up guests coming out tomorrow. Greg and Brian Watt from Power Pole will be our guests tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that Power Pole has going on right now, including they just released a new product, just released to the public, and I'm not going to spill the beans right now, but it's already out there, already released. But we're going to be doing some
You know what it
talking
is?
about
I
that.
need one of them.
So, you guys, you don't want to miss it tomorrow. Greg and Brian Watt will be on.
Jack's over here saying, "Can I join that conversation?"
Yeah.
Sure you can, buddy.
Yep.
So, but
But
yeah,
anyway, yeah, don't miss it tomorrow.
yeah. So again, go look up Jack Daniels
Yep.
fishing at Facebook, Instagram,
Yep.
and
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yep.
So go like and subscribe. Make sure you show the love to him,
Yep.
and make sure when he's out there fishing, let's root him on. With him being a Jack's person, even though he is from 2 hours away, he's still family for us. So
That's right.
we're proud of what he's doing, and we just want to keep him going. So,
Heck yeah.
brother, we
I
appreciate it, man.
y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been fun, man.
Heck yeah.
And, keep doing your thing out there.
I'm gonna
And,
try.
Bring us some victories out
I'm
here.
gonna try. Heck yeah.
All right.
Just happen to have your frog, so we had some of that.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Jack, thanks for that.
I'll be
I was
with
even
you.
going to send you a message today because I went to the post office and then I had a kid that distracted me and forgot to send you a message. So
I forgot we
I didn't
haven't
know we were
had some in
coming
the back of the car
Alright.
anyway. So.
There you go. So,
Norman?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, let's get out of here.
I'll holler at y'all and see.
how are you?
Fit it into y'all schedule about getting on the podcast and stuff. So.
We'll do it.
Come
Sounds
on
good,
in,
man.
Kim.
Good seeing y'all.
See you guys. There you go,
Yeah.
Kim.
Miss Kim coming in here with us. She's been limping around all morning
all
and
day.
all afternoon.
She has.
You're trying to throw me on the floor.
You will stand in that, guys.
Golly.
This is Kim, owner, lady that runs Jack's Bait and Tackle.
How are you guys doing?
Make sure you hit that like, Patty.
56
Like.
years, Kim. 56 years.
56. Is
That's-
that not awesome?
That's so impressive. That is awesome. You
I know.
There's not a lot of small, like to call mom and pop bait and tackle shops that make it past 5 or 6.
That's right.
So that goes to show something on how they do it here at Jack's Bait and Tackle. They do it right.
Yeah.
Kim's the cornerstone. The reason.
Well, and another thing is you come here, you're getting taken care of. So and it's, you
Hey.
always.
And the other thing I like to do is when you walk in the door, Kim, they treat you like family.
Yeah.
Whether it's your first time ever coming in the shop or if you've been a customer for 20 years.
Absolutely.
You're always treated like one of them.
That's
you're always
right.
treated like you're part
That's
of their
right.
family.
I mean, I come in there and she's like, oh, great.
Oh, gosh.
Colin's here.
Colin again.
Yeah.
No, guys, we love our family. Like you said, you know, it don't matter if it's your first time walking through the door. We don't treat you any different. And, you know, we are a small bait and tackle store, but you would be amazed how much we do have in there. And if you come in and I don't have what you're looking for, all you have to do is ask me and I will order it. If you're from out of town, I ship for free. And we'll do all we can to, you know, get you what you need. Absolutely.
Yep. And that's one thing that I've seen is like girls have gone through the roof.
Yes, they have.
Every time I come in here, she's like, well, I've had people down in Texas, Louisiana, and
Kentucky, Florida. I mean, it's awesome.
well, so I know we've been looking forward to coming and doing this. Can you tell us how? Because they done a fish fry. So, but can you tell us how you was able to get all the fish and stuff like that?
So, what we did, some of the pro staffers and what I just consider my fishing family went out and they started bringing us fish. And then the Chattanooga Crappie Club also made 2 extremely large donations. And then we had a tournament out of the dam. And we had 23 boats, and they all donated. So we ended up with like 255 crappie.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a lot of fillets.
That is.
Tony Parsley says, hi, Kim.
Hello.
He said that she's always nice to me. I live in Manchester, Tennessee.
Yes. Tony, he orders from me all the time, and you know, I ship to him too.
Yeah. So, now, can you... one reason why we wanted you to do it here is one to celebrate the 56th year anniversary. But can you kind of give us how it all got started? And
so my grandfather built the bait shop in 1967, and my dad, my grandparents, they all worked here. I grew up in here. I was telling the guys earlier, I remember shooting Hot Wheels underneath the Minute tank. But my dad ran it for 50 years. And then after he passed, we decided, we were not going to just lock the door. So we have kept it going, and everybody has supported us tremendously. We're bigger now than we've ever been. My dad was a crappie catfish guy. And when we took it over, we started bringing in all the bass. Nothing against him. It worked, guys. He had it for 50 years, but we just felt like we were going to try to step it up a notch. Yep. And by the grace of God and all of the support, we've done very well.
I mean, even with this past winter and stuff, it's been tough for fishing people in period.
Yes.
But y'all seem to have weathered it a whole lot better than a lot of people around.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think this was one of our worst winters. And if it hadn't been for our out-of-towners just calling me, we don't have a web page. So what they do is they go on our Facebook page, Jack's Bait and Tackle Shop, and they basically shop through there because I post every week what we have or what's coming in, or what's new, or we'll FaceTime and walk around the shop and shop. So it's worked, and I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Well, that's something I look forward to, and I get on as much as I can with work and stuff like that. But I need to remember to get his phone number.
I got it. I'll give it to you.
But I enjoy watching your lives because you kind of it makes you really feel like your family, because it's like when you have family that lives away and stuff like that, and so you see the pictures and you're like, oh man, look at this. And so when you come on live and you show us, hey, this is what I'm getting, or hey guys, I got them toughies in and stuff. So I enjoy watching it because one, I like seeing the new baits that's coming in too. So the new baits, I need to do this so people see. I'll let you know if there's a new bait coming out. Jack's Bait and Tackle is 9 times out of 10 is going to get it first in Chattanooga area.
Yeah.
So you need to look at Jack's Bait and Tackle on Facebook, and she's going to let you know when that new bait's coming on. So,
Absolutely. We've got over 7,000 people on our Facebook page. So if you guys are watching, go to Jack's Bait and Tackle Shop and follow and like us.
yeah. So
Got any questions?
you got-
Oh, here they come. The firemen, we called them. We said, come eat crappie.
and see, that's another thing is Jax helps out. Well, you know Josh. There goes Josh and
Chattahoochee. Whoop, whoop.
And but y'all help out a lot in the community too. So.
We do. I was a teacher, and my dad, he knew everybody, just saying. I really catered to the children. I love my children. I love my fishing adults too, but I have a very soft heart for the children. So I'll do anything I can to help them and get them on the water. But like I said, my dad knew everybody. When he passed, they called him the mayor of Highway 58. And, it was the police department. It was the fire department. It was just amazing how many people knew him and come into the shop and support us.
Even still to the last time I came in, I think you had a couple people come in and said, "Hey, I remember when coming in here as a little child and with your dad and stuff." So,
Yeah.
it's even just hearing that. It's touching for me to be able to hear that people cared so much, even still today, still care.
Absolutely. I've got people that come in and say we're the 5th generation.
Right.
So
That's
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So, Mormon, you got anything?
Not really, Kim.
I don't think we wrote anything down.
Yeah.
We're just kind of winging it with him.
Just come on, guys. Come on. Give me some questions. Let's
Bring the
go.
questions out for Kim. We only have 3 questions here, and somebody's going to win a $20 gift.
So let me
gift
just
card.
tell you real quick before we go to the gift card. Jack's Bait Tackle is open 7 days a week. And we will come up until 9 o'clock. If you're in our area and we've already closed, we'll be happy to serve you. And like he said earlier, we got everything you need. If we don't, we'll get it for you.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure you go on Jack's Bait Tackle Shop Facebook page and like it. And you guys support them. They're doing an awesome job.
Thank you. And
So we're going to do a question for the gift card?
well, yes. If you want to read the question out, because the questions have already been asked and answered.
You
Ryan
really
has
want me to
answered.
try to read my own writing?
Well,
Better you than me.
right. So what we're going to do is we wrote down the questions, and I think there's a lot of it. A lot of the people that watch our podcast is actually here, so they were here watching. So we did not get as many questions as typically, because typically we normally get about 60 to 80 on an average, but it's been going up each podcast. So if we've got 3 questions, so Norman's going to read the 3 questions to Kim. And so she doesn't know whose question is what, and she's going to pick out, because she is doing the giveaway.
I'm going to pick out the best question.
The best question
Okay.
Next question.
that
One.
has been asked, and we kind of done with Jack Daniels. We just kind of done it real quick. Didn't even ask people to ask questions too.
All right, the first question we got is locate. What do you rather locate fish on down scan or side imaging? Is your first question. Which would you rather locate fish on down scan or side imaging? Second question is what's the best baits? And these were actually questions for Ryan. When we had Ryan here. What is the best baits that you like to throw on a spinning rod? Best baits on a spinning rod. Again, the first one was locate fish on downscan or side end. And then the last question is, do you use your electronics to find fish, to find more fish when the water is? That was, use electronics more to find fish.
And that question was asking like for the elevation with the water being dropped.
Okay.
Do you use your
Electronics
more to find fish?
Or go by instinct.
Right.
I like this second question, and I'm going to tell you why. Jack Daniel just fished Tackle Warehouse, and I watched, and it was amazing how many pros were fishing with that spinning.
Yeah, and you know, I'll add one thing to that. If you guys, if you watched, and I'm not sure what, how long ago, this was fairly recent, but Brian Lattimore.
Yeah, he was one of them. I couldn't
Invitationals
think of his name,
on
but that's who I was
Okeechobee.
referring to.
Yeah, now here's the thing. On Okeechobee, he was going completely off the charts like anybody ever does on Okeechobee. Okay, normally people fishing Okeechobee, you think 65-pound braided line, flipping sticks, and bait casters. Brian Lattimore was going light, he was going wacky, he was going 12-pound test fluorocarbon, giving them fish something they ain't never seen, and he had a reason for doing that, which I don't think anybody in that tournament during the invitational would have ever thought of fishing that way.
Well, he fished it like he was back in South Carolina.
Exactly, because he was trying to bring what he knew in South Carolina to fishing the isolated weed clumps, just like if they were dock islands back on his lake.
Yeah.
So, you know, and he was using the spinning rod to do that.
So who asked that question?
The
That was
second
asked
one?
by Zach.
Zach who? ZK?
ZK.
Oh wow!
ZK.
So he won a
$20.
$20 gift
Yeah.
card. Cool.
Good
I'm going
deal.
to put his name right here. And I'm going to give it back to you.
To me. Oh,
Oh, he's still right there.
Yeah, I'll
I
get
see him.
that's fine.
So again, make sure y'all come by Jack's Bait and Tackle. You want to give an address?
So it's 4228 Montios Drive, obviously Chattanooga, Tennessee. All you got to do is Google us, guys. Hit directions. It'll bring you right to us. Like I said before, follow us on Facebook, and I'm going to give Jack Daniel Lane another shout out because let me tell you something, guys. That kid is going somewhere. So go follow him on Jack Daniel Fishing. Also, Ryan Godsey.
Yeah.
He has a Facebook page. It is Ryan Godsey Fishing. And these two guys are absolutely awesome. They're fun to watch. Knowledge is amazing. And they support Jack's Bait and Tackle. So you guys go support them and follow them.
Yes, yes.
So John Peck said, awesome time today, Kim. Thank you.
Thank you, John Peck. John Peck saved our lives a little bit ago. We ran out of some stuff, and he helped us out, and we got it.
Yeah. So I meant to say something to him because I seen him just standing over there. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, once we get done with Ryan, and then Ryan, we ran
Absolutely.
probably about 20 rabbit holes
Yeah.
with Ryan. So.
Hey, do we have just a few seconds? I really would like for Jamie to come over here because he
Yeah.
fishes tournaments locally here in Chattanooga.
We were wanting to get him, but we
Yeah.
didn't know with the
Jamie,
time.
I want you guys to have him for a second because he could really help some people in our area.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you support Deck Talk. All right, Jamie, we're going to get you in here, okay? We're live.
Come on in, Jerry.
I'm going to give you a warning because these guys didn't meet that chair rose.
Don't fall back to the wall.
Come in here. Now, this is the serious part. We got the man with the plan right here. This here is not Kim with Jax. This is Jamie. The only reason why I say that because it's got you.
Yeah.
Man, this guy. So, unless Kim has grew a goatee, then. But this is a good buddy of ours. we've been talking to him. We've been wanting to get him on the podcast, and we're going to get him on the podcast with a longer. We'll
Get
set
him
up
in the
something.
studio one day
Yeah.
where we have a
Yeah.
full
So-
hour.
We'll,
Or usually it goes an hour and 30 minutes.
Right.
but we're going to ask Jamie what, because he is a hammer on Chickamauga. Something they say.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Some might say.
Jamie has caught probably more double-digit fish than anybody else that I know. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Caught a few. There's other people that's caught them. A lot of us keep it hush hush.
Right.
You know, we don't want everybody to know.
But he's caught every bit of that on Nickajack, guys. Nickajack.
Yeah, that's what every one of them. Every one of them.
So, but was wanting to get you on here. Let's talk about what tournaments do you fish in? I know you got something coming up, the Monday Nighters, right?
Right. Well, yeah, Gary Nash puts on a Monday nighter out of Wolf Teaver. We also, my big thing is the Harrison Bay Night Series. It's on a Friday and Saturday night out of Harrison Bay. Tim Long puts it on. That's where I do all my damage. I feel like I'm better at night than I am during the day.
Yeah.
And everything.
Do you have to fish both nights on that?
You do not. They changed it up a little bit this year. We don't have to fish as many to qualify for the Classic, but me and Paul Frost, my partner, my nighttime partner, we fish both of them usually just because we'd rather not fish and everything. So,
And that's for as long as I've known you. Well, I guess that's 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer.
right.
That is that's all I've really known you
Yeah.
is about. So he's like, I'll come and fish, but is it not?
Exactly.
So now, when you not fish, what is, let's say, what is your go-to bait? You don't have to get kind of specific.
That's easy. There's only one. It's a spinner bait. It's nighttime spinner bait. I throw 3 different brands. I throw Lurch's Lures custom spinner bait, Wilson's Lures custom spinner bait, and Mandingo Baits spinner bait.
Now, what do you think on the Lurch's Lures? What's that spin?
Oh,
It's got
the spot spins, the new one. He kind of kept that from a secret from me for a while, but I seen it when we was in Knoxville, and I was like, I've got to have a couple of those. And me and Andy, we ended up fishing a tournament down in Cartersville on the Dead Sea, as they call it, and I wanted to try that because there's a lot of spots in there. But I was really impressed with that thing, man. It's a dual blade. He's got 2 different versions of it. One of them's got double Colorados with the little prop propeller behind the head, and then he's got one that's underspin. And I threw the one that had the double Colorado, and I'm going to throw that a little bit at night around because it's got a good vibration to it.
And that's when I first seen it. That was when I first seen it was in Knoxville too. And I told Norman, I said, Jamie's going to crush some at night.
I was really impressed with it. It's got a lot of it's a different vibration from the nighttime spinnerbait.
Right.
It's a smaller profile, but a spinnerbait fisherman knows what he's looking for in that feel of a spinnerbait, and it had that.
Did you see what else he's been working on?
Yes. We sold 25 of those yesterday down in Gadsden. When I left yesterday evening to come back here for the fish fry, he had 25 or 30 out on the board. When I left yesterday evening, there was 2 left.
Man.
There was 2 left. He's like,
So-
I'm out.
He showed me, or he sent it to me, and I was like, I need to get some of that. And Norman was gone, so I'll do like this, Norman. I'll pass this to you. So I guess since he's got it out that he's selling it, that I guess we can kind of talk about it a little bit. What do you think of this, Norman?
Sweet.
Now, I think, in my opinion, it's like a buzz bait.
It's a buzzing frog.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just-
What is he
It's-
calling that? Do you know?
It's a buzz frog, but
Buzz frog.
the unique thing about that, and what my sales pitch for him, when we go to the shows, I jump between him and stink baits back and forth to help them both out. And one of my sales pitch to sell those to the customers was, number one, it is a buzz bait. You can throw it up there on the mat, work it like a regular tall belly frog. Once you get to that edge of the grass, usually as a frog fisherman, you just reel it in to cast it back out. Now you've got something that you can almost burn it off of the grass with and still have that attractability of a fish.
That looks cool.
And you can also, he's got it on a O-ring to where you can take the frog off and just throw the frog
Oh,
if
that
you
is
want to.
awesome.
So, yeah, it's pretty neat.
That's
So-
Loach's lures.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lurch's lures.
Now, what is stink baits? What all do they carry?
Stink baits and mandingo baits, they travel together. Stink baits, he is mostly soft plastics. He's got worms, drop shots, any kind of custom color you can think of. We've been working the last year and a half or so to come up with some unique custom colors just for him to separate him from Zoom and Berkeley and all those guys. A big seller here at Jack's Bait and Tackle is we come across what we call bug oil, and he had an order for a guy, and he misunderstood him, and he made these baits and had them delivered to him. Well, the guy come to me and was like, "Man, these are wrong." I was like, "Okay, let me call him to see." So I got on the phone with him, and we got it straightened out. And I said, "By the way," I said, "this color looks good. Let me go try it." I went out on Chickamauga for about 2 weeks straight and absolutely hammered them. I was like, "We're gonna market this," and that's how bug oil come about. But we've got several different colors, custom colors now, and they'll be in the shop here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that.
Kids having fun.
Kids having fun on the golf cart.
And they
That's awesome.
and today, like, do you know how many people had came through? I mean, I guarantee you, at one point we had over 200 people around.
We have
Absolutely.
150 drone shooters walking back and forth.
Yeah,
right.
Doing our first workout.
I know we cooked a lot of fish.
Yeah. Well, I know I got here about an hour late, and by that time you already went through one cooler.
Right.
And so,
Yes.
and we're not talking about small coolers at all. either.
No, they were.
I got these baits from inside, and so we're wanting to talk about, since Jamie likes fishing on Chickamauga, and Norman and I fish on Chickamauga. It's a love-hate relationship, but we want to kind of give a little of what I've been doing. I've been catching some pretty decent fish. And what I've kind of noticed, and Jamie, you can kind of lead into it also, but I've been throwing lipless crankbaits. Actually, these two, this one and this one. I have been throwing, have not took it out of the hands. I've been fishing it on flats, about 2 to 4 foot of water, and rip it just as fast as you can burn it back. Just hold on. So, because in what I've noticed, and as closer it gets to shallow, they're starting to get up to where they're bedding. They're not quite ready to. Maybe here, what do you think, about a week and a half?
Depending
Depends
on
on
the
the
weather.
weather, right?
Weather.
But we're pretty close to start seeing some bedding fish. So that's what I've been using. Excuse me, the past week and a half or so. Strictly all I've been using is just looking for shallow flats, 2 to 4 foot of water.
Right. And the grass. Gotta have that grass.
Yeah, it's gotta have it. I mean, I wasn't gonna give all. Jeez.
Yeah, you know.
I either look for grass or look for shells.
Yeah.
One or two. You want the two. So, Norman's looking over here at me like you ready to go because he's been down in Florida.
Trying to generate.
So, but we're going to get off here. We're going to get Jamie on here pretty soon.
Yeah.
We're going to have him. What we're probably going to do, Jamie, is Randy is going to do a giveaway for the podcast. So what we're going to do, we're going to have, when he does, when we can line up with you, I'll have him do the giveaway to where we can, and typically what we know how we do it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's already won it. I already gave him his, the Monster Bass box.
Good stuff in there, too.
We'll have Jamie in the studio next time where it's a
Yeah.
little bit warmer. We'll have longer to talk.
I wish you'd have brought some of that Florida weather back with you. Yeah.
You know, I was down in Florida. It's like 90 degrees down there, and I can't wait to get back. You know, I'm like thinking, man, I better be careful what I wish for.
Right. Yep.
So we're going to get off here. And again, make sure y'all come by Jack's Bait and Tackle.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so it's not every day that you see a bait shop that's lasted 56 years. And so Kim and Chuck and everybody else and has really poured out their love and showed us today that how much they care for the community. And Jamie, thank you for staying by that the deep fryer over there,
Yeah.
frying. There ain't no telling how many fillets that he is fried up today. And so, but again, we thank you, Jamie, and y'all look forward to tomorrow's episode. Again, we're going to have it's going to be a special episode. Normally, you want to say again what it is?
Tomorrow we will have as a guest Greg and Brian Watt from Power Pole. Got a lot to talk about with them boys. A lot going on with Power Pole right now. We're going to be talking about something Power Pole just released that is available to the public right now. So you don't want to miss that episode, guys. Greg and Brian Watt, Power Pole.
Yep. So again, we thank y'all for watching, and we're going to get off here and make sure y'all check it out again tomorrow. It's going to be at 3 p.m. So I know it's going to suck to be at that early, but some people got to get up and go to work. So, but yeah, we're going to have them on. Make sure y'all watch, and maybe Jamie will win or something else.
Hey, let's see.
So, all right, guys. See y'all later.
See ya.